to EPG. I'm, of course, Greg, your host. Today, we're going to continue along with my spooky series, and I'm going to talk about the spookiest place that I visited when I was in continental Europe, and that was, of course, Transylvania. So Transylvania is located in northern Romania, and after spending a few days when I was in Bucharest, I would say running into a actual vampire when I was there. Very interesting stuff. I took a tour that took me up through Carpathia and through up to Bran Castle. Now, if the name doesn't ring a bell for you, I'm sure its most famous resident does, and that would be Vlad the Impaler, or Vlad the Third, or Vlad Dracula, Vlad Tepes. Vlad Tepes was an actual person that did exist. This wasn't an invention, although Count Dracula was, by Bram Stoker, the Irish writer. But anyway, Vlad Tepes, he basically, I was told this by a tour guide, was that during the times of kind of like the Principality eras that was going through all of Europe, he was the Michael Jordan of battling the Ottoman Turks. So at this time in history, the Ottoman Turks came up from Turkey, and they basically took over a lot of southern Europe. So they took over Serbia. They took over Bosnia. They forced the Croatians to sign a couple treaties giving them port access. Bulgaria. But in this area it wasn't Romania at the time, it was a bunch of collection of principalities. The ruler of Wallachia, who was Vlad Tepes, he was able to hold off a much greater force of these Ottoman Turks. When he had to retreat from the capital of Wallachia, which was Târgoviște, which is a very important town in later parts of Romanian history, and we'll probably get there at a different video. He left a bunch of people on pikes for the invading Ottomans, where he got his name, Vlad the Impaler. And it was so impressive that the Sultan really marveled at the type of brutality that this guy could inflict. So yeah, that happened a lot. There was a lot of battlings. There was a lot of people who would end up on Vlad's pike, not in a good way. But it's because of that bloodthirstiness, and that was the way that he was able to basically hold off Wallachia from the Ottomans. The thing is that he also was seen as a rival in the area, so a lot of other people were very concerned about his ability to wage war. And also his brutality, because it wasn't just earlier and later after fighting the Ottomans, it wasn't just Muslims that he put on pikes, it was invading armies of other principalities. So at one point, that is when kind of the rumors went around that he was so good at killing people that he was drinking their blood. So then kind of playing whisper down the lane, that's how legends grew. And actually, in 1462, he was captured by the Hungarians that came down, and he was imprisoned in Bran Castle, which I'll talk about now. So Bran Castle, they really turned it into a tourist attraction there. They have a whole bunch of stands set up selling all sorts of vampire wares. The gift shop had a bunch of interesting like vampire hunting kits and everything, so they're really playing up to the campiness, which is also a big kind of economic draw for the region, so I don't blame them. It's fun and whatever. It's part of their history, at least the idea of that originating, or vampires originating from Romania. But the castle itself, honestly, it's kind of cheery. It's kind of white, and it just shoots up out of the sky, or into the sky. The rooms are really cozy, and so much so that it turned out whenever the wife of the last king of Romania wanted to get away from her husband, that's where she would take her children. So it's a really good place to visit. It's very campy, but still, as I said, it's a lot of fun. People love that history there, and why not? Because it's spooky. So anyway, just want to say thank you for your time, and get out there.